the facilitator can actually appreciate what you are doing, because in this part of the world, most times what people are actually looking for, it's actually money. But of course, knowledge is above everything. Once you get that knowledge, then you can actually create wealth for yourself exponentially, and that's actually what matters. The knowledge that you are gaining is actually very, very important, that can take you to the next level. So that's why everybody here needs to appreciate this project, and then ensure that we are all present at every time. So on that note, I will quickly go to the topic. I would like to share my screen. I have a presentation, so quickly I'll have to share that. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see the screen.
Okay, great. That's fine. I need to confirm that, So so quickly I will share my screen. Can you see my screen as well?
Yes, we can see it. I can see it.
Okay, great. So I need to confirm those things before I start. So it's if you look at the topic, your business is IT. Some of us will be wondering, what do we mean by your business is IT? Today, at this age, you discover that no matter what you do, IT is critical to whatever you do in life today. So, and to your business, IT is the key. So whatever you are doing and there is no IT in it, believe me, especially when it comes to business, believe me, it's not going to scale. It's not going to be something that can actually happen at the global level. So my name is Lukman, as introduced, and forgive me for the facilitating the development of social media industry in Nigeria. It was something, I used another slide to create this while I was on transit today. Please forgive me about that. So what we are going to be looking at in this lecture today is going to be business and business strategy, which of course I know you have done a lot around that. We can begin to admit people that are coming in, so business and business strategy, we're going to look at business and IT. What is business and what is IT? Of course, today, the line between business and IT is getting blurred. So you need to understand that there's no business that you want to do today. If there's no IT in it, it's not going to scale and it's not going to be successful. Believe me. So business, we're going to look at business model and canvas. There's a canvas that we develop, so which you are going to be using to develop your own business model, which of course, no matter what a business area that you are focusing on, and I know most all of us are entrepreneur. So then we talk about the task of the week. So these are just little things that we are going to look at today in this presentation. So, but I will start by asking us question. I don't know if you can see my screen, right? So, and I know most of us, all of us are entrepreneur. Why do you choose to be an entrepreneur? I want us to ask that question. And I know we have, how many of us here today? I think we have a couple of us. I want to quickly look at so we have Ali Yusuf, right? We have Amadou Lazarus. We have Naomi. Then we have iPhone XR. So quickly, Ali Yusuf, are you with us?
Hi, good evening, sir. Yeah, good evening. With you. Good evening. Yeah.
Okay, great. Just to answer this question, Ali, why do you choose to be an entrepreneur? So, are you having network challenge? Ali, are you having network challenge? I don't want us to waste so much time. Ifeoluwa Akunle, Akinola, Naomi, Miriam, Shaibu Israel.
Can you hear me better now, sir?
Can any one of us answer the question?
Can you hear me, Mr. Lukman?
Yes, I can. I begin to hear you now.
Okay. So, yeah, your question reads, why did I choose to be an entrepreneur? Yeah, so basically, I'll give you a kind of a brief bio about what I do basically and why I really chose.
Okay.
So I am a reputation management and image management specialist. So I saw a gap, a need, especially for high performing individuals and organizations, finding it very hard or difficult to make use of the online space to tell what they do, to tell their stories and everything. So I saw that need and I felt, I knew I could help out. So that was why I came into entrepreneurship. Not really because I wanted to escape the 9 to 5 syndrome and everything, but it was born out of the desire that I could help these individuals share their story in a better way.
Okay, so there's a gap that you intend to fill. So
Yes.
in filling that gap, you need to make money from it, right?
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay, great. And at the same time, are you looking at having your business limited to Nigeria?
No, in fact, my business for the past few months or past few years, I've also had foreigners which I work for or help. So basically, it's a global dream, not just specific to Nigeria alone.
Oh, great. So great to hear that. So okay, I'll quickly go to the next person. Thank you so much, Ali Yusuf, for that response. Amadou Lazarus, quickly, can you tell us why do you choose to be an entrepreneur?
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay,
good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I like freedom. I like traveling a lot, and I like doing research. So being an entrepreneur will grant me this freedom of no limit to explore.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I want to be an entrepreneur.
You are muted for some time.
You have total control of. Hello?
Yeah, can you? Okay. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I said to have total control of my time. To be able
total control of your time. Okay,
yes,
if you have total control of your time, so what would be the end product of it? What do you think?
Aside doing business, I'm also into research and innovation.
Okay, so what do you intend to make from all these things that you're talking about? How do you intend to make a living?
I'm into business too. I like, if most of my research work becomes fruitful, like the first one I did, I actually got a grant, 2015, and from that, I and my friend were able to produce a supplement, and that supplement, the last grant we got was 215. We intended getting another one. Had we gotten breakthrough for the second one, at least we would have been able to set up our personal company in the production of that supplement. So most of those works are still online and is published online. They are still pending anyway, because we've not been able to set up factory.
So
one of the reasons.
Okay, what was the reason why you stopped?
I actually have not given up on that. It's finance. That's why I had to divert into making money in agriculture, so that we can raise enough fund and continue with that research.
Okay, so the supplement as at now, is it money that is the issue by stopping it from making it a product that can be, commercialized, or you are still having some issue around the product itself?
It's at this clinical stage. It's at its clinical stage, so we have to do clinical trial.
clinical
Yes, we have to do
stage.
clinical trial, and that it would actually take a lot of
Are you a biologist or
biochemist,
chemist or chemist? Okay.
biochemist. But I'm actually involved in poultry business. Actually, poultry business is what I do. But
Okay.
why I like being entrepreneur is because I love doing research. I love nature very well. I personally believe that deep down in nature,
That's why I was asking about entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur. The our CEO, are you here?
Yes, please, I'm here, Mr. Lukman.
Okay, because seems like most of us are still struggling to understand the concept of entrepreneur. Is a chemist, of course. As a chemist, you are having a business, and then the essence of being in business and entrepreneur is for you to be able to make money, create a product, right, or services that you can make money from, isn't it?
yes, sir.
So that's the main reason why you are in that. You need to create a value through your product and services, then for money and profits. Then what we're trying to say is that, okay, even if you have that product and services rendered in Nigeria, that is not enough for you because you need to operate at a global level. So what makes you do that? Even for you to be able to survive in Nigeria, what makes you to survive in Nigeria is your strategy and the ability to use digital technology and innovation to succeed. Talk about any business in Nigeria, in the world today. None of them can survive without digital technology. No matter what services that you have, you cannot. So, and we all see the reasons now. So, on this note, is Naomi want to say something?
No, sir, you are not done with Mr.
Okay,
Lazarus.
yeah. Okay, Mr. Lazarus, thank you so much. Why I actually called the CEO is because you mentioned that's why you want to venture into an entrepreneur. You are just learning how to be a better entrepreneur. You're already an entrepreneur because you have been working. Being a chemist doesn't really mean that you are not an entrepreneur. So probably you want to tell me probably that you are a professional. Of course, you are a professional, but of course, a professional in an entrepreneurship way, which of course the intention is to be able to create a product and be able to make money from that product, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
services. So we need to have at the back. We need to have that at the back of our mind, and everybody. So, Madam Naomi, please.
Thank you, sir. I decided
You're welcome.
to be an entrepreneur because I used to work in the bank, and I'd been in the banking sector for a while before I had to resign from the banking sector. But before I left the banking sector, I'd always had flair for dresses, flair for fashion. And I even designed dresses for some persons. I designed dresses for them. I draw it. I draw it. But of course, I don't sew them. I wasn't making them, but I draw them and I direct people to where they can get it done exactly like I have drawn. At a point, I had to leave the bank because I realized the effort I was putting in the marketing sector as at that time in the banking sector, if I decide to put it in this sewing thing, this fashion thing, giving people ideas and creating styles, unimaginable styles and complicated styles like dinner dresses and all that could be very, very complicated. I felt, okay, I would be able to break even. And at the same time, I wanted to be able to do mass productions of shirts, also have a designer name. That had always been my dream too, to also have a name, a name that people would want to refer to. Oh,
Right.
like when you want to talk of Marks and Spencer, all those designers.
That's
So I felt, okay, I needed to get to that point. Yes, get to that point of being able to produce a mass and to make name. And that was how I
like that. So, thank you so much, Madam Naomi. So that's an insight. We've seen somebody who is working in a bank and then has to resign to go into fashion, and then The intention is to produce in mass. Then while you
Yes, sir.
produce in mass, then you want to make a name for yourself by building a brand that is
Yes.
globally recognized. So
Yes.
that's a simple example of, that's a very clear demonstration of who an entrepreneur, and that's what we're trying to do here in this project. We want to build an entrepreneur who is not limited to Nigeria, who is globally recognized and can scale at any level. So for you to be able to do that, of course, you need innovation, you need technology. At the heart of innovation, there's no innovation that you want to do today that doesn't require technology to actually help you scale that innovation. Of course, technology is not about innovation. A lot of innovation that you can bring into your business by streamlining your business processes. But of course, for you to be able to do it effectively, then you need digital technology to help you, to help you do that effectively. And that's exactly what we're saying. So because of time, I won't be able to call on some of us, Ifeolu and the rest. But let's quickly go to the next. We can see some of this brand here, right?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, some of them can resonate with us, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Of course, yes. So my wish for you is to be able to build a brand that is even better than this. Okay, we are talking about Paystack, OPay, and the rest today. In fintech, we're talking about farm crowding, we're talking about hotels.ng. These guys are operating at a global level and they are making a lot of money out of it. What do you think is helping them? Is technology. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's technology that's making them to reach this stage. No matter what you do, then you need to add technology. And that's exactly what I want to instill in you, what you need to understand perfectly. So I'm not coming here to come and tell you the technology, but I'm coming here to come and let you know the importance of this technology, that you know that your business is actually the technology itself. Without it, then you cannot survive. Then of course, you need to understand business, you need to understand business strategy and the rest and the rest. We're going to quickly look into those things. Don't be annoyed. I need to put it on slide, but I prefer to use it this way because I'm trying to jot some things down. We can see all these names here, right? We can see the names, and I'm sure you know a lot of them from here. Jimo
Yes.
Ibrahim, Aligu Dangote, Femi Otedola, all of them are here. Jim Ovia is here and all that. I'm sure that all of us wants to be like them and also surpass them as an entrepreneur. They started from somewhere, okay? And believe me, go and look at those projects. Go and look at the what they are doing. Technology is at the heart of what they do. Okay, technology is what at the heart of what they do, and that's what you guys have learned about entrepreneurship. You have learned about business. Last week we were taught a lot about all those stuff. Of course, we are just trying to say, whatever you do, you need to have it at the back of your mind that technology is critical to what you do for you to be able to scale and succeed. Now, as a globally aspiring entrepreneur, now we have inspired ourselves to be a global entrepreneur. Okay? So, but I want you to be able to substantiate, be able to prove, to be able to say, okay, are your dreams, these dreams that you have to be a globally inspiring entrepreneur, are your dreams achievable without digital technologies and innovation? Can we be able to achieve it? Can you be able to substantiate? Can you be able to prove that you'll be able to achieve this without digital technology, introduction of digital technology and innovation? Can anybody, okay, let me just call Akinola. Ifeolu Akunle Akinola, please, are you there with us? Olayemi Olawale, are you here with us? Oh, seems We're having, hello? I hope.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Sir Lukman, go on.
Okay. Okay, so Olayemi, are you here? Ifeoluwa, are you here? I don't want to call Lazarus and then Ali Yusuf and Madam Naomi again. So I need somebody else. Okay? It's like they are not here or they are having network issue. Well, you need to unmute yourself. Can you please unmute yourself? Okay, now, believe me, Madam Naomi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with the level, with your current experience from the banking industry, nobody can tell us, at least you know much about banking industry, and we know those days when we used to queue to get a service from the bank. So what has happened in the banking industry that actually reduce the queue, for instance? And one of those, what can you say about that? And at the same time, I want you to also justify the need that what this question I'm asking. Your dream to be a global brand, right? A designer who is globally recognized, whose product can be bought anywhere in the world. Can you do that without being introduced technology into your business?
Not possible. I will not scale through because right now I'm not even online with my business. I've not started running my business online, and I'm practically not doing anything. I'm not breaking even. I don't think anybody knows me right now. So I'm just starting up to trying to reach out to Mr. Aliyu, who had promised to help some of us that held a meeting with the training some weeks back.
Okay.
To see how I could develop myself in the area of the IT and see how I can sell through the IT. For the banking sector, the queue had to stop, of course, because of the technology. Everything now has gone, it's computerized. Everything is computer, everything is technology, everything is IT. Rather than go to the bank to queue, you use your ATM card. You can sit in the comfort of your house and use your phone, your own internet banking system to like do your business, run your transfers, even use POS to collect cash. You don't have to go to the bank anymore. You can only go to the bank if the need is required. If you really need to be there physically, you can now go to the bank. But you can practically do everything that you could have gone to the bank to spend hours on. You can as well do them on your phone, or you can walk up to an ATM machine and as well do your transactions.
So in essence, I don't know if Olua is here, and then Olayemi Olawale is also here. Runke has just joined us. She's struggling to connect. She hasn't really connected, but she's here. But I'm sure she cannot hear us. Okay, yeah, she's finally here. So she's finally. I hope she heard what you just mentioned. Welcome, Runke Omoli. Okay, finally, Akinola, it has been able to unmute up himself. Akinola, I want this class to be highly interactive. Yeah, good evening.
I'm sorry, my voice cannot really go up. That's why I'm using the chat box.
Sorry about that. You are the one that's not feeling fine. Okay, so do you want to say something, or would you just leave? Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Now we all know. Ali, okay, please. So from COVID-19 experience, we all know that digital technology play a critical role for us to survive that COVID-19 era. So I don't need to go into it. So now we begin to see the importance of this digital technology in our daily lives, in our society, in our businesses. Without technology in the banking industry today, then there's no banking. So we'll go back to those eras. Do we still want to go back to those eras where we have to queue before we get our money? We have to queue before we transfer money. We have to queue before we get money to buy recharge card and all that. All those things have been democratized. That's democratization part of technology. So technology is available, then we need to take advantage of it to improve our society and to improve our business. And believe me, there is no way your business can go global without technology. There is no way. I can prove that. If you are here and you don't believe in that, then we can go into debate. So of course, one of the things that you need to know at a basic level is actually be able to understand the business strategy, what you need to do to be able to scale. And I've been able to shorten the word. All of you will have been hearing about business strategy, you know, by Michael Porter and the rest, you know, all of them that have talked about, they have authored books around business strategy. Business strategy is it's not as if it's simple, but the thing is that you need to build your business and you need to actually be successful. How do you succeed in business? And that is all about business strategy. How do you succeed in your business in such a way that if you set a goal, you're able to meet that goal? If you are saying that in Nigeria, you want to be the most revenue generating firm or company, or you want to, in your peers, in your horizontal kind of business, maybe like MTN, Globalcom, and the rest, you really want to control the market share. So these are the strategy that you need to set. Once you set that strategy, then you need to pursue that strategy to implement that strategy. Then we'll see what will help you to implement the strategy when you have that strategy. But in summary, what business strategy means is this: do what everyone is doing, but spend less money doing it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you spend less doing that thing, then you'll be able to sell that product at a competitive price, which of course, price is a great determinant in purchasing your products. If I have this item and then is very good in terms of value, it's giving me value, and at the same time, another product, which is the same product of this, is being sold as 10 naira and this is sold at 5 naira, and when I can get the same value from that money. But of course, I've put in technology, processes, strategy that will allow me produce this thing at 5 naira and I will still make money from it. And somebody is producing at 10 naira, but of course, that 10 naira is still, the margin from that 10 naira is actually 1 naira. And the margin from this 5 naira is at the same time is 1 naira. So what do you go for? So definitely you go for this, right? So how do you do that? Your business strategy should be able to speak into doing what everyone is doing, but doing it at a lesser money doing it. So do something no one else has done. No one else has been able to do. If you can do something that no one else has been able to do, then people will be able to pay money for that, isn't it? Hello? So if you have a product, meaning that what we are talking about here is innovation, ability to do something no one else can do. So if you have that ability, then definitely you are going to create a value which a lot of people will be interested in paying for. So now the first universe of subsequent strategy idea can be divided into those that are focused on one, doing something new, which of course we talk about in this number 2, building on what you already do. So when you already have something, then you can build on it. A typical business, for it to survive, on average, it actually needs an average of 5 years for it to survive. Most of us, when we start business, we want to actually break even at that same point in time. Madam Naomi, don't be discouraged. Of course, your business can take as much as, if you are very lucky, where within 1 year you can scale. Of course, and one of the things that can help you do that is technology. Believe me, the technology can help you scale within a year. Okay, so now reacting opportunistically to emerging possibilities. If you can, like, I'll cite an example of, you know, in those days, we have taxi here and there. If you want to take taxi in Abuja, you have to go by the road and stop somebody on the road and say, okay, please pick me. Of course, when Uber came, the whole game changes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are the do something new and react opportunistically to emerging possibilities. So I will not be able to expatiate on the concept of strategy, the business strategy, but I will tell you, if you can go and think about this concept that I just brought, please, you will go a long way in taking your business from where it is now to where you are going to you are going. You want your business to go. But of course, the fundamental thing that you need to enable your business with is actually the technology. If you have the strategy and the strategy is somewhere here, and your business is some, I mean, your business strategy is here, your IT is here, then definitely you're not going to go anywhere. Let's look at First Bank. Has been there for years. Look at GT Bank that came, you know, less than 20 years from now. You can see when they introduced technology, it's actually competing with First Bank that has been there for years. Look at the lack of Wema Bank, Union Bank. What happened to them, please? Can anybody talk about it?
That's all.
So it's like it's only Miss Madam Naomi that is in this class. Yusuf, the IT person, I'm sure you'll be listening. You are here. I want us to concentrate and be able to gain something from this class, please. So that is the thing. We need to actually understand that. We need to understand the strategy and then ensure that we're able to enable our strategy with what? With technology. So, and that is the next phase. Why and how of technology in business. Of course, we all know that technology brings about productivity. It can enhance, it can bring efficiency. If you are doing something for this, for instance, we cited an example of the bank. Bank has a lot of queue at a point, but when technology is introduced, definitely the queue begins to what? Disappear. And that's what we're talking about, productivity. Then you can attend to, of course, you have a system. Before now, you have to record something on your book. Then when somebody comes, then you begin to go and look at the record of that person. You begin to look at your shelf, bringing paper out, then look at it. But technology has made it easier for you to be able to, when that person comes, just give me your name. I just put your name on the computer. It brings all your information and everything is seamless. So that's what we're talking about. It takes technology that can bring innovation. What Uber does today is because it can be able to, is an innovation because it was able to know that, okay, I can provide a particular service and do this and do this and do this. But of course, if there's no technology, it won't be able to do that because it's that technology of mobile technology, for instance, ability of everybody to have a phone that is making him to say, okay, I can be able to, somebody can actually download an app on its phone and be able to actually make a request. Then I should be able to use a map to help the driver who doesn't know the location that is going. So these are some of the value that have been created, but it's an innovation. But of course, you need technology to back it up. So the convenience and better user experience that we are getting from Jumia, for instance, at the convenience of your house, you can take your phone and order a particular product, then it gets delivered to you. You can order from a restaurant. You understand? If a restaurant is here in Karu, and there's somebody is in, and for instance, let's say it's Amala. That Amala is Amala Oyo from Ibadan, which is very unique to me. You understand? And I need to order that Amala. So there's no way somebody can be in Karu. I will know the person. But if that business is online, I can search, and then I can get that product, and then I can order that Amala. Can you imagine how many people that will now order that Amala in a day? You understand? Online. Who gets to know that business online? Then everybody is online. Everybody has a phone, smartphone now. So it's just a matter of searching your what? Go through Google or any other means for you to be able to locate that business. That's all. So, and it's only technology that can allow you to scale and expand your market to any part of the world. Just like what our example, somebody who is making a very unique bid in somewhere in let's say somewhere in Ogun State, and somebody and I'm here in Saudi Arabia, for instance, and I need a bid who is very that unique, and I can get that unique, I can order that particular bid online. So why can't I do that? But believe me, if there is no technology, will I be able to order that product from that Ogun State to Saudi Arabia? Is it possible? Hello?
No, it's not possible.
No, it's not possible.
So that's what we are talking about, scaling. You'll be able to scale, then you'll be able to expand your market reach. Help collapse what? Geographical barriers. So all these things that we're talking about is real. Is real. Amazon, everybody orders on Amazon. For instance, Amazon is in the US and they have branch offices here and there. Please, let's be admitting people that are coming online, you know. So Amazon has his business in the US, even though he has some other areas where he situates. But of course, the central place is in the US. But everybody can order from Amazon in every part of the world. And because Amazon has an artificial intelligence service that you'll be able to track you, know what you want, and be able to make recommendation to you on subsequent buying. So these are the things that are possible with technology. And don't forget, we talk about strategy. We said reacting opportunistically to emerging possibilities. Those things that are beginning to emerge, then you begin to see the possibility in them. Do something that is new, nobody has been able to do. So how can you do that without technology? It's not possible. So, collapsing geographical barriers in such a way that in those days, when you send a letter to your loved ones, it takes 5 years. I mean, it takes 2 months for you to be able to confirm whether that letter has been delivered or not. But it takes a seconds now. Now the era of social media has come. Okay, what happened? It is technology and innovation. People think out of the box. They were able to think to say, okay, no matter what you think in your business, just bring it out. Technology will be able to do it for you. And that's what I want you to understand. Madam Naomi, like you are saying that you don't have anything for now because your business is online. Well, you need to start putting it. You mustn't be a technology person. You don't even need to learn about the technology, but just build a skill that can help you. Then when you have that business, you get somebody that will do that work for you. Okay? Just bring the idea. A lot of people will turn that idea to something. They will help you turn the idea to money and commercialize it on your business. So you don't need to be a techie person like Aliu Yusuf. Of course, most of these people that are actually doing well today, that are entrepreneurs, they are not techie, okay? But technology will help them, will help their business to succeed. So now we have realized what technology can do in our business. Now we're looking at how is it going to happen? So just like I said the business and IT, the line between business and IT is getting blurred. So if you don't realize that as an entrepreneur, that you need to actually ensure that you use technology to facilitate every part of your business, then you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to expand. You're not going to build a global business. Okay? So that is exactly what we're talking about. Your business strategy should work in hand with your IT strategy if you really want to succeed. Okay? So look at all the brands that we have today that are doing well, from the banking industry, from the health sector, from government, from anywhere. No matter what they do, technology is behind it. But of course, you need to understand business strategy first, which of course I've summarized for you. Just go and think about it, what the business strategy is. Then what height, the next thing for you to now think of is, what do you want digital technology to do for your business? So that's the next thing. But of course, you need to understand your business clearly, what you want to do and how you are going to take it from next level to the next level. Of course, then you now begin to think, okay, how can technology help me achieve it? Because it's the only one that can allow you to increase your productivity and efficiency. It's the only one that can allow you to innovate. It's the only one that can bring convenience and better user experience. Okay, it's the only one that can help you scale and expand your market. Among other benefits that technology can actually introduce. Okay, so now the next phase is that if you understand your business, what you have to do, the kind of value that you are supposed to create, then the next phase is to see, okay, what technology can do for you to be able to achieve that goal and objective of your business, which is your business strategy. Okay. Now, Abe Idoko, are you here? Abe Idoko, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. I hope you just joined us, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not quite long.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
What we're saying in essence is that your business is your, business is your what? Your business is IT. Your business is IT. What we're saying is that the line between business and IT is blurred. So you don't differentiate between your business again and IT. So you need to merge it. That is when you can scale. That is when you can build a global business. Go and look at all the brands that we have globally. Of course, you need to understand your business first. Then the next thing is to see how IT can help you. And that's when you have your business and your IT strategy collapse. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So now
yes, sir.
the question is this. What are you doing as an entrepreneur?
I sell online. I have online stores. I connect the buyer and the seller.
Wow.
I network. Like I can sell something in Lagos, while I sell it, and I'll get my commission where I stay. And that is what I'm doing for now. So I'm still trusting God to do more online, because online visibility is what we need in this present age. You can't do without, if you can't do business without IT. You have all it takes with your cell phone. You can control anything in your room. You can make money. Presently I'm registering a lot of people online with Malia program, and we discovered that those people, once you attend an online program once in every year, they pay you no less than $275. You know how it takes in Nigeria. So IT is very vital in terms of business. You can't do without IT in terms of business. You can control your world. You can progress more in your business with IT. So that is my little.
Okay. So my question is, the next question is, you are connecting buyer and seller,
yes.
And that's your business, and you are making money from that connection.
Yes.
Of course,
Yes,
we're still going to go into platform, the idea of a platform. So I'm happy that you are talking about this concept, so of connecting buyer and the seller. Now, in this case, what is your business strategy? What is your business strategy?
Well, presently my business strategy.
Now your business is connecting buyer and seller, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, that's your business.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now the next phase is what is your business strategy?
Right now, planning.
Do you have a business strategy?
I do.
Okay, so can you please quickly tell us what your business strategy is?
My business strategy is how I can target on my audience, like more visibility online,
Visibility online.
Online visibility rather, to, how you can connect with rebuyers. Like we have different online store, like GT, you can open your store, online store, different platforms. So I'm planning to, to partner with other platform, like online advertisements, so that they can be able to see, my audience can be able to see my products. Like what I do, like I can sell gen online. I'll snap it, I'll upload it online. It's not mandatory you must have the generator, like this mechanical generator. If a buyer wants to buy, you will now connect the buyer with the seller. So my strategy is how I can increase more of online visibility, in order to get more sales online. So that is my plan, sir. Yes, sir.
I like that. So now your strategy is how can you increase your customer base? How can you have more online visibility
Customer.
so that your customer
Yes,
base
sir.
will increase? Then you
Yes,
can
sir.
actually connect more buyers and sellers for you to be able to make money from it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now the next question that you need to ask yourself, of course, you have been using IT now, right?
Yes, sir.
To do that. So, which of course you use a lot of social media, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You use a lot of social media to create that visibility and all that. Now, what
Yes,
you
sir.
need to do next is to actually see how you can be able to use more technology to be able to create that visibility for yourself,
Yes, sir.
and at the same time, yourself, you need to build a platform. You need to see how you can build a platform, a new platform, of course, leveraging those other platforms that you have currently that you are getting, So how do you connect? How do you get your buyers? How do you get your sellers? How?
Like I have someone that is my partner. A buyer will request that it's looking like a buyer will just say that I'm looking for social generator like 100 kVA, 50 kVA. So I'll now go online to make my research. Like I'll go online to make my research, to search for those people that are selling their generator. I'll now get their contact, negotiate with them. How much do you think you can sell your generator? Then I'll now send back to the buyer, notify him this is how much this gen is going to cost. So I will now add my own price. If the gen is going for 500, I can make it like 600 or 700. I go more research online to look for the product for my buyer in order to satisfy my buyer. So that is what I do,
that
sir.
means you need to now find this buyer. You need to find a buyer.
Yes.
You need to find a seller at the same time.
Yes,
you
sir.
need to find a seller. Then you need to find a buyer.
Yes.
Then get them. Most of the communications are that if you're able to get, that means you have to make call.
Yeah.
You have to call them.
Call them pictures.
So how do you guarantee exchange of money in such a way that you'll be able to get your own commission?
I have my agents one of my agents is in Abuja, one is in Lagos. So
Your what?
I have my agents that can stand for me in Lagos. If I want to sell a product, I'll send my agent to go there. Then there's kind of a dialogue about the business. This is how much this generator is going to cost. So after they agree, then my percentage must be sent to me before my agent can leave there.
Okay, so but the buyer and the seller knows that you are getting a percentage.
For sure, that is the number one thing. That okay, I'm going to get this product for you. Is going to be a live and direct. The product is okay, but this is my percentage before we carry out the research, before I can get the product for the buyer to buy, So I'll tell the person, this is my percentage. This is how much. Okay, look at generator that costs 600. Like I thought, okay, I'm going to get per generator is going to cost 600. 50,000 is for my own interest, and we must come an agreement. We'll come together and we agree before I can link him up with the buyer.
Okay.
So my percentage
Well, that's a good one. So why don't Gigi, Gigi.ng?
That is my major platform, sir. That is where I do get my buyer and seller. No, I do get my seller from there. Like the car, you go and search. You search for like, okay, generator mechanic, people that wants to sell generator. I will search for them, then call them. How much do you think you can sell this generator?
So most of the problem that you have, it will be the buyer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
buyer is where most of the problem will be, because every other person can search Gigi, for instance. I can as well search Gigi and get my product if I have the chance, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want you to be able to take it further. We can discuss later about it because it will take us some time, because you need to create another value along that value chain that will be able to guarantee what people actually need is ability to guarantee that product that I'm buying.
Yes, sir.
You know, most of the things that you buy from GG, you don't know them. So
yes, sir.
Once you get able to use technology to be able to guarantee that that product is good, it can be verified and all that, then that's another business model. We have not reached the concept of business model. You understand? Then technology can be able to do that. But at the same time, you can also create a platform like GG that can. So you can create a niche for yourself. These are some of the things that we can see vividly. Hello, everyone. We can see vividly that Abel understand is business strategy, right? So
yes,
now
sir.
what is left is actually what can IT again do for him, apart from those platforms that he can be used, those IT enabled platforms like GG and the rest that is using to connect the buyer and the seller manually. So what can technology do for him in such a way? So you need to actually go now and brainstorm a lot and see what you need to improve, because we cannot treat all those things in this lecture here. So that's not, I think with the experience of Abel, I think we can go ahead. I don't want to call any other person because it will take us another time for that explanation. And I know Madam Naomi and every other person here has learned from that concept, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the role of digital, just like what we said, we've been able to talk about in the last slide. So we can divide it into two: your external and the internal. For you to be able to stay in the market and survive, your strategic, we call it strategic positioning. Strategy is divided into two sides. We have the strategic positioning and the operational efficiency and effectiveness. So meaning that there's a driver and there's an enabler. So technology can act as a driver for you, and also at the same time, it can act as what? As an enabler for you. Now, let's look at the strategic positioning in terms of what we just discussed from the issue around Abel. Now, Abel, his business is to connect buyer and seller, but he's doing it all like manually. But of course, there are opportunity for him. He needs to take a strategic position in terms of creating a new business model out of what he's doing currently, doing manually currently. Then once he is able to do that, he positions himself strategically in such a way that he can be able to be a business leader in that environment. And that's what technology can do for him. It can be a driver. So for instance, let's assume that Abel gets a technology that can be able to verify, because most of the problem from what I've seen from his explanation, getting the buyer is critical. So let's assume that he can register some potential buyer of some products. Let's assume he can be able to categorize all the products and services from different platforms into, generator, TV, this and that. So whoever needs TV can quickly go into searching for a particular TV that is available at a particular time. So you are creating a new business model. Whoever is searching for a phone can quickly, only phone, it's not any other, it's not generic that you search everything, but only phone in that particular aspect, you be focused more on getting the phone. So positioning yourself, creating a new business model, just like what Uber does, and every other company that is actually positioned themselves strategically does, then that's a particular technology that will help them do it. Is a driver. So let's assume that Abel is able to get a technology is because there's a particular technology that we're looking at that can actually do that for him, which of course there are many technology that can actually facilitate that. We've learned a lot about artificial intelligence, mobile technology. These are some of the drivers that can actually help him create a new business model. It's a driver. Then the other hand of it, which is the second one, technology can also be an enabler Of course, let's assume that you have already positioned yourself. This is exactly what you are going to do. This, you have been able to create a new business model for yourself out of the new things that you are doing from GG and from other platforms that you have, connecting the buyer and the seller from their own products and services. Then how do you do it best? How do you reduce costs in doing it? How do you create a technology that will help you reduce costs? Maybe like what he said, that he has an agent, in this, he has an agent in that and all that. So if he's able to streamline his processes, let's assume he has in 36 states of the federation, he needs to begin to pay the agent as well. The cost will increase. You understand? But if he has a technology that can actually remove some element of agent in what he does, then he's going to reduce a lot of costs. And that's when we are talking about operation. Of course, you have been able to position yourself strategically, but of course, you need to improve your operation such that if you are producing 5, if you are doing 5, then you should be able to do 10 at the same cost. And that's what operational efficiency is looking at. Don't forget, one of the strategy perspective is to say, do what everybody is doing, but at a what? At a lower cost. If you can do that, if you can achieve that, and that is the enabler, technology can be an enabler for you to be able to achieve that. Reduce your cost, improve productivity, and reduce costs. Technology can do it for you. So you need to now think out of the box. How can you be able to achieve this? How can technology be able to do this for you? Okay, so that is exactly what the role of technology in our business is. You need to look at it in 2 perspectives, external and what? Internal. Okay, so for the internal, for the external, then you need to see how you can create a new business model out of what you are doing. Uber created a new business model. It's not as if there's no car before. There are a lot of taxis around. All of them are there. Everybody is picking passenger. But somebody comes and say, okay, it can create something new from what we have in existence. You understand? He leveraged what we have in existence by having, we have a lot of people who have tax, who have a vehicle. That vehicle is not being used for something. Then somebody creates an app and connect the driver and somebody who needs vehicle to go somewhere, So, and then he used technology to be able to do that. And that's why now the first thing is the business, his own business is connecting the driver and the passenger. That is the business. How do I connect passenger and the driver? So, but of course, I need more passenger, and I need more drivers. How do I create a technology platform that will be able to ensure that I can increase the number of drivers and at the same time I can increase the number of passengers? And this passenger, the value I'm going to be creating in this thing is that the passenger don't need to go to bus stop to go and be looking for the taxi. It can be at his convenience, on his bed and order for that particular taxi, right? And at the same time, the value that is creating for the taxi man is that, of course, taxi man will be getting money from that. He is looking for passenger. He can get passenger from his phone. You don't need to move around for you to get passenger. You can be in your house. Somebody will order will order you. Then you can quickly go around that place. Of course, you calculate the vicinity and be able to ensure that you can pick the right person within your vicinity. So these are the power of technology, and it can direct you to where you are going. So these are the value that Uber created and packages as something, as a business, then making money from it. It takes 25% from the charges that it charges the passenger. Then there's convenience for the passenger. Of course, there's serious convenience for the passenger, and at the same time, driver is making a lot of money from it, and at the same time, he doesn't need to waste his fuel going up and down unnecessarily before he can get a passenger. So these are some of the. Then, of course, there are third parties like Google who provides the GPS, to ensure that they can actually go to where they are. So everybody is enjoying and everybody is sharing from that particular. So this is the role technology can play for you. You need to think about it in 2 ways. Positioning yourself strategically by creating new business model that can, beat any other business model that has been there before. That's never exists. The concept of Uber has never existed, right? Before now, the concept around you using your mobile app, mobile phone, *737# for some of us that are using GT Bank to order for to recharge your card, right? To recharge your SMS, to recharge your phone, has not been there before. It's a new business model, but it's because the technology is there to be able to confirm what you have in your hands, to know exactly who you are, and to know that, okay, if you are going to buy 20,000 naira recharge card and you have 1,000 naira in your bank account, what will it tell you? It will tell you it doesn't go. It's because of the technology. Technology will be able to check with your bank. You'll be able to find out from your bank account to say, okay, this is what you have in your bank account, and this is how much you are going to recharge. If it's not up to that, then I go away. So it's a platform, it's a telecommunication from telco to what? To the bank. Telco is providing a service, and the bank is providing another service, and somebody is there making money from the two of them. Okay, so these are some of the strategies, these are some of the business models that can be created, a new business that can be created from what we have in a system. Then the next phase is that for what I'm doing, how can I use small money to be able to produce more, to be able to increase my productivity at a reduced cost? So you need to now be thinking about that, and technology can as well do that for you. So building a digital business gives you opportunity to play in a what? Global digital economy space. If you don't build a digital business, then you cannot be able to play in a global digital economy space. Then for you to be able to 10x your performance and achieve exponential growth. Those that have achieved exponential growth like Opay, Paga and the Red, they are using technology to be able to promote what they have. They are creating new business models that have not existed before, positioning themselves and using technology to improve productivity by being able to, create a user experience that people will like and be able to pay for it. And at the same time, attend to millions of people on a daily basis. That is the power of technology. If you are doing it manually, you will not be able to do that. And you are not going to scale. And then you are not going to reach the global stage. That is what we're talking about. And I hope you appreciate the role technology can play. And for you, as non-technology person, you don't need to be a technology person. What you need to do, everything starts from your business, knowing exactly what you need to do. Then using technology is the primary. Then you'll be able to, once you're able to have a clear idea of what you're supposed to do as a business, then you can actually interrogate it and say, okay, what can technology do for me? And how can it do it? And a lot of solutions are around to be able to do that. Any question at this stage? Is there any question now? From some of us that have not talked. Miriam, Olayemi, Olawale. Like two of you have not spoken at all. Is there any question from anybody? Am I clear? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are.
Is that like a lot of people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, but I've not heard from Miriam. I've not heard from Olayemi, Olawale. I've heard from Akinwale. Okay. So, Olayemi, Olawale, please. Are you there?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, she unmutes herself. Olayemi, is he?
Hello, good evening.
Oh, great. It's good to hear from you, please. Are you following up? Do you follow what we're saying?
Yeah, I just joined back. I was having issues with my network.
Wow, that's serious. Okay, I think you need to watch back. You need to watch the playback later. So we need to move quickly. But of course, you should be able to understand what we're saying. So I don't need to repeat this stage because of time. This is 36 minutes. We have used 36 minutes already. So I need to, do more in terms of, I still have some few slides. But what we're saying is that digital economy has come to stay. And digital economy are economy activities that result from billions of everyday online connections among people, businesses, devices, data, and processes. Okay? Now, phones are connecting to phones. different devices, IoT device. Some of us know about Internet of Things. You know, human being is, when you wear this is smartwatch, for instance. You know, I can be able to measure my blood pressure, my this, my that. That is the power of technology. I don't need to go to hospital to be able to know exactly what somebody made. This product is a new business model. Okay, and they are making money from it. What are you doing to make money? What are you doing currently? Why are you not taking advantage of technology to make money, to create wealth for yourself and prosperity within your society as an entrepreneur, and create that value that nobody has created before? You need to think out of the box. It's not about the technology, but first of all, that's why I did not really mention about technology in my presentation. But the first thing that you need to look at is actually your idea. The idea is very, very important. You can turn that idea to billions, then taking advantage of technology for you to be able to scale. You know, so that's exactly what we're talking about. Data is critical. So according to the World Economic Forum, 70% of the global economy will be made up of digital technology over the next 10 years. So how do you take advantage of it? If 70% of the global economy, you know what global economy is? If 70% of them will be made up of digital technology over the next 10 years, then we need to do something. And that's why the kind of Facebook, Amazon, you know, all of them are making a lot of money from this. Apple, and all of them are making a lot of money. Global brands. We don't need to sit. A lot of things are happening in Africa, in Nigeria particularly, because we are getting a lot of startup. You know, we're building a lot of startup coming up and winning global market, you know, breaking even and then making a lot of money. You see what is happening with Andela and the rest. He's a young guy that's making a lot of, you know, that's created that concept and making a lot of money from it. So these are the things that we need to, but without technology, all these ideas cannot go anywhere. Believe me, all these ideas. And that's where we need to think. We don't need to understand the technology. We don't need to know the technology, but we need to build the skill that will be able to manage the technology, that will be able to know that will be able to see the potential and say, okay, this is my idea. What can technology do for me to be able to scale? This is where I'm going, you know, and what can technology do for me to be able to get there? We have seen, we've seen different technology, like augmented reality, virtual reality. Channels TV is using augmented reality, virtual reality, sorry. Channels TV is using virtual reality. So when they are presenting during political issues, you will see them, somebody in Lagos and somebody is in Abuja. It's as if they are in the same room. Okay? These are possibilities, and that's why Channels TV is going fast, and they are winning, they are getting award every year because of the fact that they are able to use technology effectively. Eyewitness. You know, these are the things that are happening, and we need to take advantage of it. Entrepreneurs, we can take advantage of cloud. We don't need to go and buy server somewhere. You can take a lot of Office 365 is there. You know, a lot of free tools by Google are there that you can take advantage of. So you need to sit down and look at what you need to take advantage from technology. So these are some of the scenarios. Finding out customers' jobs to be done. All of us as an entrepreneur, what we need to do is to what? We need to find out what customer needs to, the job that customer wants to get done. Okay? The job that what? Customer wants to get done. And that getting that job done is not going to be an easy thing. You need to think out of the box. You need to make assumptions. And that's why innovation is all about experimentation. It takes a lot of experimentation, research for you to be able to get it right. Okay? When I started, I have a laundry service, for instance. When we started, we are thinking that people will be able to book online and say, okay, there will be a platform where you can choose, okay, if you have clothes that are dirty, we have already, you know, put it on a platform. We have shirt, we have trouser, we have a kaftan, we have listed, then with the prices. So if you want to launder, for instance, you don't need to just, what you need to do is just to say, okay, you have 2 clothes, you have 2 shirts, you have 2 trousers, you pick it on the platform. Then once you do that, it takes you, if you want to bring it yourself, you can bring it. If you don't want to bring it yourself, immediately you can call somebody to come and pick it. You can call our line. I mean, once you submit, we will see it. Then you can make a request to say, okay, I want delivery. I don't want delivery. I want this. You have those options. Okay. So we are believing at the time we're building the platform, we believe that it's going to make a lot of weight. But believe me, nobody has time to go and say, okay, I'm choosing clothes. What they're interested is to pack their clothes, no matter what. Somebody will not even can that clothes, they will just pack it. You understand? And then call and say, okay, we need you to come and pick this clothes. Okay? So we need to now do something different to ensure that we close that gap, to be able to ensure that we can actually provide those services seamlessly, change their experience, and ensure that. So these are some of the things. So if you are doing a business, don't think that business will grow in 1 year. It takes a lot of time for you to experiment, to see what works and what does not work, for you to be able to get it right. And that takes Apple and the rest to be a product leader. You know, the global product leader, their product, Samsung, all of them, they've done a lot of research for them to be able to do that. So the customer jobs to be done is what? Creating value for customers' needs. Whatever the customer would need. Now, what we have realized that customer doesn't need to go and look at his phone and then select clothes. He's wasting his time. So that's not the job to be done for the customer. The job to be done for the customer is for you to get his clothes. Then for you to now give him feedback. What we have done is we've now realized that it doesn't work that way. When we do it on our office ourselves, when we get the clothes, we upload it ourselves, then immediately we send messages to the customer, and he can be able to track when the clothes is ready and not ready and all that. And he can be able to count, okay, this is how many clothes I've submitted to this, and this is how much. They're interested in the how much. You understand? So be able to know, okay, we have given them about 20 clothes. And these are the how much, and I can see it, and I can track it when it is ready for me. And I can choose that, okay, put stash in this one, don't put stash in this one, put this in this, don't put, you understand? So these are some of the things that customer actually need. So we need to think out of the box to be able to provide that value. Then the next thing is most like what our current discussion with let me see, current discussion with at Abe, for instance. You need to acquire customers. Customer acquisition, those that are actually going to buy, is the major problem for him. Of course, you need to also know where to charge. People that are buying the product is where you charge, because not from the people that are selling, for instance. It depends on how you want to look at it. So then for who again, for Lazarus, for instance, or is it Ali Yusuf, who is into clinical, is a chemist, for instance. So you need to acquire customer. You need to be able to bring the product to where it's going to create. It starts from creating the value, then before you begin to acquire customer. Some of us are at the stage of creating this value. Once you're able to, this is the starting point. If you cannot create that value that customer wants, the jobs to be done, then you cannot go to the next stage. The next stage is to ability to acquire more customers, because you need more people to be able to buy your product, so that you can create more revenue and create more profit and generate more profit. Then you need to actually look at what you are doing in terms of process mapping to be able to simulate, trying to streamline what you do, so that you can actually produce at a reduced cost and increase productivity. Then you need to do a lot of market research, validate a lot of assumptions, get insight to provide personalized services to people. Information is critical. A lot of people need information about your product. Technology is only technology that can do it for you. If you want to do 24/7 customer care, services, and support, it's technology. Like that. Sales and marketing is technology. So you need to start by having a website. You need to take advantage of email services, social media. I'm sure we have been talked about social media. Creating the content, videos, blogs, posts, that can have infographics, that can build a new brand. Mobile technology in terms of mobile app, SMS. These are some of the technology that you can take advantage of. Live chat. A lot of people want to ask questions, basic questions. Of course, you can program it. Some of those basic questions can be answered through a live chat. Live chat. Even live chat can answer. It's only through the chat bots that can answer some few questions that are not, real time. Co-browsing, for instance. If, for instance, you want to provide a customer care service, and then maybe somebody wants to register for a particular product, like some of them that open accounts for people. You can share your screen. I can share my screen, then you see the state how you do it. Then you can also be using your phone. Follow my step. Then you do it. You don't need to. I don't need to see you. I don't need to begin to explain. When you see something is different from when you don't see it. You know, ability to see is actually makes a lot of sense. So when you see it makes a lot of sense. Then when I share my screen with you, then and I tell you this is the process, you follow it and do it immediately, and that actually reduce the timing and also increase productivity. You need a lot of analytics tools. There are a lot of examples of analytics tools that you can use, because when you acquire customer for a long time, then you need to begin to build an insight from those customers to create new services, create new business model from it, and be able to sell to them. For instance, let's assume that the laundry that we are doing, for instance, we have a lot of customers who wants to, get some things done in terms of, we can create a new business model, for out of what we have currently, using the customer base that we have, we can create a new business out of it. We can be connecting those. So many things can be done, but I don't want to go into that. Then you need a customized off the shelf software. That one has to do with your business process, automate your business process. These are generic things that you can do. For instance, you can use your website to automate your processes, and at the same time you can build an in-house customized off the shelf stuff that can automate all your processes for you the way you want it, because the business process for a laundry service is different from somebody who is into who is actually into a clinical product that wants to actually get that product commercialized. Is a different case. So somebody who is a fashion design who can actually get clothes. For instance, I want a situation. My wife is also a fashion designer, but I want a situation. I don't like a situation where you have to come to the shop before you can actually measure. I can measure you to know this is the size, this is this. You should be able to do it on your own with your phone. How can you do it? Technology can do it for you. Think out of the box. It can happen. Madam Naomi. So maybe that can be your own new brand.
Yes, sir.
So these are the possibilities. You can create new business model that technology can do for you. So your own business process is different from somebody who is in laundry, somebody who is how do I put it? A restaurant, for instance. A restaurant business is different from a bank business and all that. So we all have different processes when you have different businesses. But of course, you can build a solution that can actually automate that your process. And that's what is called customized off-the-shelf software, for instance. So unlike all these ones that are common to everybody, if I want to do a customer care service, provide a customer care, it's the same way banker is providing a customer care, is the same way a laundry service will provide. Okay? It's the same way I need to send an email to my client. Then my website needs to be in place to ensure that I can be open to the whole world. They can download my mobile app and do things seamlessly. So these are some of the things that you can do. So let's go to the next slide. So the concept of the business model. Now, if you remember, we talk about business itself, what business means and what business strategy means. Some of us were able to tell us what their business strategy is. Some of us are able to say, this is my business. This is my business strategy. And some of us were able to see, okay, how can technology, we have seen how technology can help us build our business and make it scale, create that convenience, bring that efficiency, productivity that we need to actually be a global business. We have seen the possibility of that business of the technology. And we tell technology plays two critical roles as a driver and at the same time as what? An enabler. So we need to go and look at it. But first, the driver is more of the external, the ability to be able to position yourself strategically, create new business model. Then, of course, when you create a new business model, you need to serve a lot of people and you don't need to delay. Response is critical. Responsiveness is critical. Efficiency is critical. Productivity is critical. So technology can help you do that internally, within your business. And that's exactly what we're talking about. But for the business model, it's critical for you to be able to create a new value. And that is what business model is all about. We need to understand what the business model is. Excuse me. So business model, how value is what? How value is created, captured, and shared or distributed and turned into what? Revenue. Let's use the concept of Uber. Uber discovered that the value Uber is creating is the fact that I don't need to leave my house. The convenience is one value that is created. Safety, my safety, because I can decide to take a taxi and then I don't know whoever is in the taxi. Then, I am turned to, how do I call it now? What normally happens in Abuja. So that can happen, but with Uber, then you can share your location, how you are moving with, and the information of your driver, and then everything can be shared with your loved ones. Okay, that's another value. Another value is great. So you need to segment it. We cannot do everything here in this lecture. For the driver, is creating a value for the driver in such a way that driver don't need to go to main road and be looking for passenger. It can be anywhere and get a passenger. Then for the passenger also can be anywhere and create and then get ride. That convenience and at the same time safety are part of it. Those are the value that are being created. So the Uber created a value is captured by the driver and the passenger. That's value created by the Uber company, captured by passenger and the driver, and the third party captured by Google, for instance, who provides location service for Uber. For Uber, for instance. So and shared, everybody enjoys it. Then Uber is turning that thing to what? Money, revenue. Driver is turning it to what? Money. If it happens to be the owner of the car, or if it's not the owner of the car, it's turning it to money for himself and the owner of the car, and revenue of Uber is growing. So that is a business model. What can you do to create value that can be captured by someone else and distributed and turn it to money? Okay, maybe I should have put money here, so for better understanding. Now, in this, digital technology are key to innovating and respecting your business model. So you need to think out of the box. What can technology do for you? Without technology, all those things that we talk about. But of course, it started from having an idea to say, okay, I can do this business. There's a gap here. I can close that gap. But technology is the driver, because that's why we say driver. One of the roles that technology can play, digital technology can play, is the driver, because the Uber now realize that there is a particular technology that can help them close that gap. Because that technology is available, it's a driver, so it motivates them to now create that business, to be able to turn the ideas into what? A solution, a service that can be paid for. So it is worthy to note digital technology are impacting business model all over the world. It's impacting banking, it's impacting everybody. GT Bank, for instance. Now I don't need to, if I want to, if you are banking with GT Bank, don't forgive me for mentioning GT Bank. We have other banks that are doing well as well, but I'm just sharing my experience. I don't need to go and queue if my ATM get lost, I don't need to go and queue. These are the examples. Those are the things that we are talking about. I can, I swear, go to an ATM in area 11, at the same time I just use my thumb print, and that's the power of technology. It will generate another ATM immediately, and I can use that ATM instead of me to go and queue and then be looking for somebody to go and. My wife lost her ATM card over 1 week now, but because the bank, the GT Bank in Abasha Road doesn't have that same system. So, but they are able to innovate it in Asokoro, but that technology will now begin to see it in every GT Bank very soon. And that's why we said insight, assumptions. If it works once, then technology has a capacity to actually replicate and democratize that system in such a way that it becomes, you can see it everywhere. And that is that's the power of technology. And that can be done. The first thing that you need to think about is your business and create new business model. that technology can take advantage. You can take advantage of technology rather. So, or technology take advantage depending on whether you are playing as a driver or as an enabler, for instance. So these are some of the things that we need to think out of the box. It's not about the technology, but it's about being innovative. Okay, it's about the brain. And that's why in the 80s, they said IT doesn't matter. There's an argument that says IT doesn't matter. But what matters is your ability, your idea to be able to think out of the box and then use technology to achieve what you want to achieve. We have a lot of business model like subscription. All of us are paying for DSTV, pay as you go, pay as you go. Like you recharge your card, you recharge your phone. That's pay as you go. For instance, premium, you are paying free. First of all, you pay for free. I mean, you access that service for free, but it's not free. At the end of the day, they will begin to charge you. But of course, they are using it as a strategy to acquire what? Customers. Customer acquisition is very important. It is only when you have customers, then you can be able to utilize, the power of network effect. They call it network effect. So we cannot go into that. So you can see a list of all of them here. But the last part of it is what is called platform. Platform. All the today's brand that are globally recognized are now becoming platform. If you cannot become a platform owner are winning the war, are winning the business. Facebook, Twitter, name it, Apple becoming what? Platform. And what's the concept of platform? You are connecting what? Supplier and what? Somebody who needs a customer, are connecting a supplier and customer. Then you are building what? A technology platform that can do that for you. Once you can build a technology platform that can do that for you, then you leverage what we call network effect. That the more people are using that platform, then the more you make a lot of money. And that is what is happening. Android, all of us are using Android today. Android is made by Google. That software that powers your phone is made by Google, but it's free. You are using it free, but of course, somebody has to pay for it. So these are the things that now Google gives you the email services free of charge. Everybody, that what happens is that when you buy a phone, of course the phone manufacturer, phone manufacturer already pay for that particular service of Android, but of course it's free to you. Then for you to be able to register to use the Android, you have to have a Google account. That's the first thing. That's the premium concept. Okay. Then once you have it, other services become something that you have to pay for later. Okay. So, but of course, Google has acquired a lot of people. There's nobody who's going to use an Android service now today that will not be a subscriber to Google, for instance. So it's a business model that Google is using and is making a lot of money, and they are doing a lot of advert. They are making money from advert. They are making money from this premium because at the end of the day, like, they are giving us 15 gig free of charge, a cloud storage. But if that 15 gig is not enough for you, some of us that are using a lot, then we begin to buy every year, 3,000 every year. Imagine 3,000 naira by, say, 50,000 people in Nigeria. I don't know how much that one will be in a year for Google. And that's how it is in all countries. So that's where you find Google. So it's connecting us. Okay. And that is the concept of the platform. And that's the power of technology. It's explained here. Because of time, I don't want to waste so much time. I think do I have some minutes more?
Yes, please. You can use some minutes to round up.
What?
Okay, yes, you still have some few minutes. Though
Hello?
we are way behind time, but you can round up the presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, Abel.
Yes, sir.
Madam Naomi, and every other one that is here, you need to now think about your business model. You have your business now, then you need to think about business model, how you create value, more value from that business that you have. how you create it, how you want that value to be captured by someone else and shared. So, and then they pay for that value. So these are the things that you need to think of. And the next shift is actually, there's a shift in business model, which is tending to go on that platform. Every other thing happens on that platform. Even subscription happen on that platform. Premium happen on a platform. Pay as you go can happen on a platform. But you need to be able to be a platform owner. We will not be able to share idea on the concept of platform business model, because it's based on network effect. Is a broad concept, but that is the business model being operated by Google, being operated by Twitter, being operated by Apple, Samsung, all of them today. That is the kind of business model they operate, and that's how they create value, right? Uber is a platform. Okay, name it, their platform, and people are making money from this platform. But everybody will enjoy. Be a platform owner or user of that platform. If you're a user of that platform, you also make money. As a supplier, you are making money. As a buyer, you are gaining from the system. Okay, so as a third party who is providing an API services, okay, is making money from it. Bank is a platform, for instance. They are built technology platform that can allow individual who is providing the charge card to be able to do that, who is providing other services to be able to use their platform to provide it. So, but the main thing is that what you need to put in at the back of your mind is that the platform owner gains the more, the control, and they will be the one that owns the data, and that power belongs to them, and that's why they are making a lot of money, and that's the idea behind privacy issue, data privacy and data protection that is going down, that is going in the Europe. The US has all the platforms, but of course, when the Europe woke up, they discovered that most of the platforms that are being used are now from the US. So what can they do? They brought idea of data privacy and data protection to be able to ensure that, as you are making money, you need to know that you are making money from people. Because if they give you a free service, know that it's not a free service. And that concept is working. We also need to take advantage of that concept. If it's working, it's working, but there's restriction to ensure that the data of people are used, in a manner that is actually good for them and that is not breaching their privacy and all that. So we need to actually put that in mind. So I've created this business model canvas. So you can use this canvas to build your business. If you can be able to populate and be able to use this canvas to nurture your business, believe me, that business will work for you. But of course, it's also boiled down into experimentation, ability to experiment and ensure that you can use it. It starts from getting what's the problem, what's the challenge, and I'm sure this has been discussed. What is the offering? What are you going to offer? Who are the beneficiaries? Can you segment them? So you need to read it because of time. Then competitive edge. Who provides similar products and services? How is the new product and services unique? So the service that you are going to produce, because somebody is producing that same service, how can you make your own unique? Okay, how can you make it unique such that it can be highly competitive? So how can you take advantage of the technology to build system that's actually going to reduce time, cost? In fact, it can be free. Then you can make money from it. Fast and coverage, market reach. Those are the things that you need to think about your competitive edge. Then value proposition. What is your promise for each segment of these customers? So once you are able to identify that, then you can be able to provide personalized services for each segment. Because what I like is not what Mr. Sadiq likes. Okay, so it's different from what Naomi likes. So then we need to be able to provide promise for each of these. What does Uber promise for passenger? For passenger, it promises convenience for passenger. Okay, it promises what? Safety. That is the value. That is the value that's being created. So then how will the value be created and captured? You need to identify it and then so that you can actually make money from it. Making money from it is critical because you are not coming here to, this is not creativity. We are talking about innovation. So we are going to make money from it. Then how do you build your user base? These are some of the strategy. Delivery channel, what are the delivery channel? You need to identify all these things, capture them, look at them, think about them well. Once you're able to do this, believe me, when you are going into that business is going to be successful. Then what can technology do for you in all these things? Then you have identified value proposition, how the value can be created, user base, what are the strategies to increase your, user base? What are the delivery channel? Then all these things, what technology, what kind of technology are you going to use to achieve all this? What is the profit model? How are you going to make money in such a way that you need to identify your, fixed and variable costs and then create margin for yourself in terms of making money from what you do. Marketing and branding. What kind of, how to market the products and services. And technology can also play a critical role in doing this for you. How do you build ecosystem and partnership? Because believe me, a successful business doesn't happen alone. Okay? Now we are having this foundation today. For instance, we have this foundation today, and believe me, we're partnering with a lot of people to ensure that that is done. So partnership is key. There is no one who can succeed alone. Uber, for instance, does not. They can build a location system, but they need to move ahead. Somebody is doing it. Google is doing it and is doing well. Then how can I take advantage of it? So through partnership, through ecosystem, connecting with people, networking. So these are the things that can actually help you to survive and build a business model that can, survive at this digital age. And that is why this canvas, I've done it. I want you to be able to use this canvas and give me feedback, because I still need to, it's still undergoing, a lot of assumption, experimentation. Then we can now fine tune it until it becomes so. But I need your feedback. It's going to help you a lot. But at the same time, I will need your feedback on it so that we can fine tune it. So lastly, I'll go into the task of the week. But before going to the task of the week, so how many minutes do I have? Hello?
Within 5 minutes, can we round up within 5 minutes?
Okay, 5 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Olayemi, Olawale. Olayemi, Olawale, are you there? Henry. Okay, so I actually need somebody to be able to wrap it for us. What we have discussed so far, I want you to be able to wrap it so that at least I know that you guys understand what we've been talking about. And at the same time, I'm sure the presentation is being recorded. You can actually watch it at your convenience, which is very important. So you do that. But all we want is for you to be your ability to be able to scale your product, to scale your business, to operate at a global level, and then be able to succeed and survive, and not building a business that's going to, probably a family business that's within your locality. So, but if you can take advantage of technology, believe me, you scale your business, you can operate at a global level, and then you make a lot of money and create wealth and prosperity for yourself. Okay, so this canvas that is here, please, I want you to use it. It will be your next task. So if anything is not clear, please ask question now. So the next task will be for you to be able to define what is your business model. What is your business model? So we've seen it here, what a business model is, and it was explained properly. Then use the above template to scale your business. You can use this template now. Demonstrate how it's going to scale your business. That's actually the work of the task of the week. Use the above template should so any other question? Any question from the audience? If you don't ask question, that means
There is one. I think there is
like...
one question, Mr. Lukman. There is a question from Madam Ifeoluwa. You know, because of her voice, I think she typed in the chat box that how can she how can she scale up marketing with technology?
Okay. Well, I know when it comes to marketing, the CEO actually is a very good person. He's an expert in that field. Of course, there are a lot of technology that can help you scale your business. We talk about it here. We mentioned some of them here in this slide. Okay, yeah, here, because this is the job to be done for everybody. Creating value for customer. Of course, if you are producing, the first thing I want you to do is to be able to give me assurance, the kind of value that you are creating for customer. Because you can put, if you are selling a product that is not sellable, sometimes it's difficult to sell a product that is not sellable. Though, if your marketing strategy is very strong, you can still sell it. But of course, it cannot last longer. So you need to be able to create a value that people will be willing to pay for. Then you can be able to sell your product. So these are some of the things that social media is there for you to be able to use to sell your product. Okay, you can take advantage of it. You know, so you can take advantage of analytics tools. You understand? That's what Amazon and the rest. But of course, you need to have a website as well to be able to have a website that can display what you are selling, that is not even only to display, that can automate the process of, you know, selling and buying, you know, and all that of your products. Okay, if you have a product, it's not enough for me to be able to say, okay, I want to see the product, but I should be able to ask questions. I should be able to have information about product. I should be able to know how to buy the product, and I should be able to have an access. I mean, I should be able to have know how that product can be delivered to me. Okay, so you need to, first of all, you need to have your website. Okay, you can take advantage of the social media to sell your produce. I mean, to sell your service and products. You know, by creating different content in terms of video, you know, infographics and all that can actually help you scale. And technology is critical when you operate at the global level. So of course, you need to be able to ensure that your customer care is you know, top notch, so that you can answer questions. People can ask you questions, you answer. You can be able to tell them exactly what the product does. You know, because when there's a gap and you cannot answer questions on some of these things, then people tend to, you know, I've been able to use Facebook to buy a lot of things that I don't even have interest. Okay, but when I watch the video, this thing is doing this. At the end of the day, I cannot. Sometimes it doesn't even do what they said it's doing on Facebook, on Twitter, and the rest. But I still buy. But of course, I cannot go and buy again. And that's why I said creating value is number one. The quality of your produce is actually what is going to sell for you in the long run. Once you sell once and people like it, then they're actually going to go for it again. And that's how you can scale. And then you can operate at a global level when you have all the platforms that you require to actually operate at that global level, starting from your website and a mobile app. Okay. Sorry, I can't speak much because of my voice and that's why, okay, there is no way a business can move forward without the innovation of technology, no matter level of business, because all still need networking doing it. Okay, use of technology helps in marketing one's products and services. So I think that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other question again? And I hope that question is answered. Abel, Henry. Madam Naomi, Miriam. So now,
Yes, sir.
using the canvas, is there any question? You guys need to do a lot of work, and the CEO, I want you to be able to coordinate this, because let's see how people can. I mean, what we've talked about the training itself, and I'm sure some of them have been taught before now, not even at my class. My class is just talking about letting them know the value, how they can actually use information technology to improve what they need to do, and at the same time telling them the role where technology can come in. Okay, so and then talking about the business model, because it's very critical, and telling them what they need to do. Even if they have technology and there is no product, and that product is not sellable, then technology cannot do anything. It comes from idea first, and that's why I actually hammer on that. So you should be able to know how to use this canvas to be able to create your own business model that you can make money from, based on what you do. Who, I've seen like 3 or 4 people I've known about their business, what's his name? Okay, he's no more here. Lazarus, another person, reputation management. Then we have fashion designing. We have online marketing experts, who is connecting seller and buyer and all that. So you can use this canvas to actually boost your business. Please, that's the task of, the next task that we have, task of the week. So, and I want you to ask questions now if you don't understand. So, and I want you to ask questions now if you don't understand, so that we can answer those questions. On the absence of no question, then I will have to end this presentation. So I don't know if the CEO have 1 or 2 words one or 2 things to say.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Lukman. Please, can we just unmute ourselves and appreciate Mr. Lukman? Please, I want to hear the clap. This is an Harvard presentation, very valuable presentation that if we really make use of, we can turn around our business. So thank you very much, Mr. Lukman. We really appreciate you. We are not taking this for granted. We know that you are supposed to be resting by now, but you have given us your time to share this moment with us. So we thank you so much. And we believe that this journey, we are all going